Irvin Jim, the General Secretary of the National Union of Metalworkers of South Africa, has accused the leadership of the South African Federations of Trade Unions, that's SAFTU, of trying to influence and even sabotage its National Congress that took place last week. We're joined by NUMSA First Deputy President, Chavalala, for more on the story. Mr. Chavalala, good evening to you. Thank you for your time tonight.
Good evening, Kathy, and good evening to Newzroom viewers.
Of course, NUMSA decided to press ahead with its Congress despite that Labour Court ruling interdicting it from doing so. It was off an application brought by NUMSA's very own members that had been suspended. Why would SAFTU be the organisation that you blame for attempted or alleged sabotage?
Well, first, let me congratulate all the Metalworkers delegates who convened in Cape Town for a very successful Congress, but very, very difficult, under very difficult circumstances. Well, the view is informed by a number of developments. First, there would have been an attempt by the General Secretary of the Federation who wrote a 24-pager and trying to respond to the NUMSA Secretariat report, and that response is the one that sparked a lot of discussion within NUMSA and informing the very same view that you are talking about.
But I'm going to need you to unpack it a little bit further for me, Mr. Chavalala. Make it plain. Why is it that you think SAFTU is behind this alleged sabotaging of NUMSA?
No, like I'm saying, Kathy, first, it is unheard of that the General Secretary of a federation can, before Congress and before the Central Committee of NUMSA sit and decide who become a delegate and who does not become a delegate, who is involved, who is invited and who is not invited, for him to conclude or preempt the report of the Secretariat of NUMSA, including making allegations that the union did not even talk about. For example, there would have been allegations that NUMSA has illegally suspended its members, and NUMSA is intending to pull out of the federation. All sorts of things, and I'm saying those are the things, among others, that provoked NUMSA delegates and informed this view.
So, the fact that these suspended members of NUMSA were the ones that challenged the union in the courts, where do you locate that? Because I hear you on whatever opinion may have come out of SAFTU's Zwelinze Mavavi, but that still does not answer the question of the NUMSA members who did not want this Congress to go ahead because of matters they felt were outstanding.
Well, there's one person who took us to court, and that's the former second president of NUMSA, and in her application she put a whole lot of individuals who were not only suspended, or not all of them were suspended by the Central Committee, but some were suspended by their own regional executive committees. So you are correct that it is members who were suspended, who some of them, of course, were not happy about their suspension. But that does not mean that the organization did not have the right to act against anyone who crossed the line, including the former second president of NUMSA.
The Labour Court, of course, dismissed your application for leave to appeal, and you continued with the conference, including the election of new members. Do you think that those who've been elected could well face a threat if the union is held in contempt of court?
Well, remember, in terms of the judgment, NUMSA was expected to comply with its constitution, which we did, right? And that's why all those who were suspended, including the former second deputy president, their suspensions were lifted, and everybody who was included in her application, their suspensions were lifted, and they were invited to Congress. Some of them came, some did not come because of whatever reason. The other thing was the judge was worried about the fact that NUMSA should have convened a credentials committee, which was also done by the Central Committee. So, in terms of complying with the judgment, we strongly believe that we complied. However, there will be areas in the Constitution which we strongly believe that the judge would have erred, and those are the areas that we have appealed to the High Court. So from where we are, we strongly believe that we complied with the judgment. Remember that in the judgment, the judge did not say you must then comply, and I'm giving you this many days. After these days, you must come back to me and tell me whether you have complied, and then you can continue with Congress. No, the judge says you must comply fully before you continue with your Congress, and that's what we did.
So, Mr. Chavalala, given these tensions between NUMSA within the SAFTU Federation that continue to exist, we saw some of them also play themselves out at the SAFTU Congress. What then is the future of NUMSA in that federation?
Well, the future of NUMSA will not change. NUMSA is one of the affiliates of the federation. In fact, NUMSA, if you remember, catalyzed SAFTU. So there's no way NUMSA can turn its back on SAFTU. So we can't even begin to talk about the future when NUMSA is the affiliate of SAFTU in good stead.
And the tensions then with Zwelinzima Vavi?
Well, remember that Comrade Zweli is coming from NUMSA. So we expect him first as a deployee of NUMSA. If he has got issues with the leadership of NUMSA or any organizational challenges with NUMSA, to come back to NUMSA or to meet the leadership of NUMSA and raise those issues. We don't understand this thing of him going all over the media and writing about NUMSA as if he does not know who are the leaders of NUMSA, and that he is being stopped from meeting the leadership of NUMSA and raise whatever he wants to raise. So from where I'm sitting as a deployee of NUMSA to SAFTU, Zwelinzima Vavi have every right to come back to NUMSA and raise whatever he wants to raise there.
NUMSA First Deputy President Mike Chavalala will leave it there for tonight.